Hello again, I am Jim Bob and welcome to another F1 22 or F1 Manager 22 live stream. We are going to be continuing our HAAS career. Let's just load that one up. There we go. We had a bit of a disappointing race at Monaco last time out. We had the promise, the potential for some really good points, and we kind of got a bit unlucky, and we also a little bit self-sabotage with Schumacher, so what could have been a really great day turned out to be a meh day. Yeah, we got a couple of points, but it could have been so much more. However, we're here at Baku, and I think our car's going to perform better here, so I'm hoping we're going to get some really strong points today. We got everything prepped before, we just need to do our race targets, and then we can go straight into practice, so let's do that now. Hey, doing Fireman, long time no see. Right. The target is to try and get both drivers into Q2. I think we can do that. The qualifying position, we're going to try and get both drivers into the top 15. Which we should again be able to do. I don't know if I can get Q3. I think we've got a chance, but I don't necessarily want to gamble with money on that one, so we'll hold off on that. Finish position, we need to get one driver to finish in the top 12. That shouldn't be a problem. Guarantees, do we want to go for the fastest lap guarantee? No. As good as our car is, I don't think we're going to be quick enough to get the fastest lap. Qualifying streak, we've done 2 of those now. We've got 3 more to do. We just need to get one driver to finish 14th or higher. That should be pretty straightforward. We have got the option to do a finish position streak, and I'm going to go 2 cars in the top 15 for 5 races. It's a long one, 5 races, but I think we've got good pace in the car, and as long as we don't retire, I don't see a 15th place for both cars being an issue, and it's a good payout as well, you know, just a fraction under 2 million, so we'll go with that. So that's our qualifying targets set. Time to go into the race itself.
Hello from Baku, where we're looking forward to a weekend of racing among the medieval and the modern, here at the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Drivers will be battling it out on the streets of the Baku city circuit, a real contradiction of a track. From the long main straight, where the less drag the better, to the tight turns where downforce is a necessity. Teams are going to have to work hard to get that balance right. We're about halfway through the season now, and there's still plenty of time for everything to change. All eyes are on the teams and how they tackle the rest of the year. What will happen this weekend? Only time will tell.
Okay, so here we are at Baku. Let's get straight into practice. So let's change the engine over. ERS, we'll change that over. The gearbox, that one's pretty much toast, so we'll have to stick with this one. Let's get the car set. So I want good straight line speed. I also don't want too much oversteer. I'm going to go with that. The roll bar, let's go quite heavy on the roll bar. Get some good camber, not too much on the toe. Let's try that, see how we do with that. As far as compounds, I'm going to start on a set of hard tyres. I'm also going to put Logan in for this one. And in terms of a run plan, let's go with 22 laps. Driving options, as always, we're going to protect the car. Let's do Oscar's setup now. So again, we'll go with the hard tyres. All car parts fitted. Let's change over the engine for our practice engine. ERS, again, we'll take the worn one. Save the other one for racing. Gearbox, again, that gearbox is pretty much toast as well, so we can't use that one really. Into the setup, I'm going to go with, again, that's going to be right on the edge, I think. I'll just go with a lot less camber and toe on this one. Let's give that a go. Let's see how we do there. So run plan, again, about 22 laps or so. Driving options, protect the car. And we are ready to go into practice.
Radio check.
Radio check.
So as always, we're just trying to get the car dialed in as quickly as we can, try and get some track experience for Oscar, get some just running experience for Logan, with a view to maybe promoting him to the team next year. Pace is not really an issue at this point. We do need to get Oscar to improve his car parts knowledge, because I think we've got a new car part on there. I don't know what it was we put on there. I'll check next time I get in the back of the garage. But I know we put a new part on the car, which is why he's at 84% car part knowledge as opposed to 100. But we only had enough to do it on one car, which I do remember. I'm trying to remember if it was a new chassis or a new wing. It might be a new rear wing. That's sometimes the trouble when you've got multiple save files, each with different parts being manufactured at different times. It can be a bit tricky. Alright, Logan's car feels like crap, so let's call that in and make some amendments to it. How about Oscar's? Oh, he's
How's
good.
the balance?
So he's relatively happy, but we'll, with the starting baseline, we'll make some tweaks to that. Try and get him very, very happy as quick as we can. Who's closest? Oh, the side-by side almost. Logan's just in front, holding everybody up. Oh, we've had a crash. Who's crashed? And is it terminal?
Going down the pit lane.
Let's take a look at the replay. Okay, here's the Ferrari.
Oh, that's a bad
Thank
crash.
goodness nobody else was involved. That was a big crash.
Not terminal, he's still going. Just minus his front wing. He got lucky there. Right, let's see. What's good, what's bad. The wing on the front isn't bad, but the rear wing's terrible. I think that might be the wrong direction. But we'll try it. Anti-roll bar. Need to make some changes here. It's the camber that's the issue. I think I'm going the wrong way with the setup here. Let's do that. That's a little extreme, but I'm going to go with 11.5 on the rear wing. Leave the front wing at 4. There we go, that's more of my kind of initial instinct on that. So we'll go with that. I do need to change the front wing a little bit. Let's go to 4.5. Let's go to 5. Okay, so we'll just turn that around as quick as we can. Let's do Oscar's car. Okay, traction's good. So the roll bar setup like that looks to be the right way so far. Rear wing is good, but it could be better. Let's go 11.5 on that. Front wing, we're going to dial that back a little bit to 3.5. So we might have gone the wrong way on Logan's front wing. The camber needs to change quite drastically, as does the toe. We'll go with that. Now we need to change that front wing. Oh wow, that's I'm not convinced about that front wing. I think that's the wrong way, but we'll see how it goes. Let's turn him around as well. How you doing, Ruben? Oh, we've got a virtual safety. Something's happened.
We've just had a crash on the track. Let's take a closer look. Now have a watch of this. Looks like Ocon.
Ocon getting shirty with his teammate and goes straight into the barrier.
There's the crash. The team are really disappointed with that. Let's hope it doesn't set them back too badly.
Alright, let's send that Oscar ahead of Logan because Oscar's got more pace. Oh, Ocon is out of the session completely. So Leclerc had a similar incident at the other end of the track. He remained, or escaped pretty much unscathed, lost his front wing. Ocon, gone. Arguably, Ocon's was at a slower speed as well. Alright, back to normal running. Does this game run good on the PS5? Yeah, yes. I mean, apart from the bugs, in terms of performance, it runs very smoothly. A lot of the PC players I've watched playing this game, it has a really bad frame rate for some reason. And I don't know if that's down to just very high requirements or just very low-end PCs that are trying to run the game. But I've seen quite a lot of PC players doing, gameplay footage on this, and their replay cams just look awful. Their broadcast cam, sorry. This camera, it looks so stuttery and jerky, and I don't know whether that's down to their computer or down to the game. But on the PS5, it's gorgeous. It runs very smooth. You get a little bit of artifacting here and there, but sometimes some weird little light flickers like that. But in terms of the smoothness of it, the frame rate is very, very stable. It's very rare you get any kind of little bits of stutter. Okay, we're approaching feedback time. Oh, Logan's car is still bad. Okay, let's get that called in. So we haven't improved that. Hopefully Oscar's car's going to feel better. Oh, we've gone the wrong way with Oscar's car. We've made it worse. Kind of figured we might have done that. So we'll get them both back in, make some changes. In fact, thinking about it, let's cancel the call-ins if we can. There's only a few minutes left in the session, so we may as well just let them... Actually, no, Logan can come in because Logan doesn't need track experience. Oscar does, though, so we'll let Oscar keep running, and then we'll change his car at the start of the next session. How much fuel has he got left? Plenty. So yeah, we'll get Logan in. We'll try and make some changes now, and if we can, get him back out quickly. How you doing again, Matthew? You'll be pleased to hear, Matthew, my Williams team goes from strength to strength. Up to 30-something points in the constructors now, having just finished Austria. Both drivers finishing in the top 10 again. Going a car that is not great at most things, but is very, very good at high-speed cornering, which is, crucial for France. So I'm hoping for, again, at least one car in the top 10 for France. No more red flags, no. Oh, yeah, we've really gone the wrong way on that. So let's undo those changes and go the opposite direction. So we want to go the opposite way on the rear wing, so 10.5 for the speed, which kind of makes more sense. The roll bar, I'm going to push that all the way there to 1.9. Ideally, I would like that traction to be a little bit better. I might leave the roll bar where it is, actually. Let's give it a 3 on that. Cornering's improved. Braking stability's improved. Just haven't quite got enough time to get this turned around and get it back on the track for a lap. Okay, never mind. It's not perfect, but it's a good starting point for the next session, I think. As I say, we'll just let Oscar run for the rest of this session. Get him that track knowledge. even though his car is also pretty terrible right now. And there we go, end of session 1. Did we get penalties for anybody? I don't think so. No. %, that's not good. Right, get ready for Q2. Mick's back in the car now. His car is prepped and ready to go. We just need to send him out. Put 20 laps in there. Protect the engine. Mick's good to go. We need to make some changes to Oscar's car. Let's go to 10.5 on the wing. Wow, that's really bad. So we've got to... How are we going to get that changed? We're going to have to bring the camber right down. Just to get into a window there. Just push the toe a fair bit. It gives me a bit more flexibility on the camber. Alright, let's give that a go. Run plan, we'll put him up to 20 laps. Driving options, protect the car. Q2 or FP2. Yuki is high. As what? As a kite?
Radio check. Radio check.
Alright, so fingers crossed our car setups are going to be much better after this run. Oscar gained a lot of track knowledge on that last run, that last session. I wonder if we've seen any more crashes. Ocon being out for that much of the session means he might be compromised a bit in the race. He might not have time to get the setup dialed in. He might not have as much time to get up to speed on the track. Oh, Oscar spun. Hope he hasn't damaged the car. Wait for the
Someone
replay.
spun out. We can take a look now. Now just focus on the HAAS.
Ah, that's not too bad.
And
It's
that
not damaged
spin
the
is
car.
undoubtedly going to cost them time.
Still have any more plans for avoiding Yuki Blockoda? Yeah, qualify ahead of him and then just drive away from him in the race. It's a good plan. It's a simple plan. It'll be hopefully very effective. There we go. So Schumacher's car's better. It's still not perfect, but it's definitely improved. We'll get him in.
Thoughts? Copy.
I hope Mick finds a seat for next season. You know, in reality, you know, because it looks like his past career is pretty much done, unfortunately. I think Williams is probably going to be his best opportunity. I hope he gets a seat somewhere. Okay, so traction is bang on. That's good to see. We need a bit more work on our wing. It's quite a drastic change to go to a 10, but we'll give it a go. let's make those changes. See how that does. How much life is left on the tyres? 65%. Okay, let's drop a couple of laps off that. Wait for Oscar's feedback. If Oscar is as good in real life as he is in the game, I'm excited to see how he does in McLaren. Yeah, I've seen him. I saw him racing in F2. He was blisteringly fast at times. Let's call the car in. I mean, he won F2 last season. He won F3 the season. I think, you know, either the season or the season before that. I think it was the season before that. So effectively, he's a back-to-back champion in the lower formula. He also won Formula Renault championship as well. There was a formula below F3 that he also won as well. Within a couple of years of, before he did his F3 win. So he's an immensely talented driver. He's got a world of potential, and if he can bed into the team as quickly and effectively as Lando Norris did, then yeah, it could be a glory days for McLaren if they can get that car working properly.
Okay, copy, mate. Okay, was that on?
Speaking of the McLaren, there it goes. Right, Oscar's car. Rear wing is optimal at 10.5. Okay. Need to make a couple of little tweaks. Traction needs to tweak slightly. Let's go 9.1 on the traction. I can pull that back a little bit now. I think that might be it. Is that supposed to be Ricardo? It's just bad. Ricardo's a great driver. He's just not able to get to grips with the new regulations, it seems. I mean, you've only got to look at how he was at Red Bull. He was, when he just came into the team from, being promoted from Toro Rosso and just destroyed Vettel. But he has a very particular driving style, and I just don't think the new regs suit his style of driving. And some people can adapt and change very quickly and easily. Other people struggle, and he's struggling. And of course, that's affecting his confidence, which is making, which is having another detrimental effect, which means he's not performing as well, which has another effect on his case. It's a vicious circle. He's stuck in a vicious circle at the moment. I mean, he did well when he was at Renault. They just didn't have a particularly good car. Everyone thought going to McLaren he would actually kick on. It just hasn't happened for him. Let's get Schumacher back on track. I'm going to get Ricardo. I'm going to get both cars to watch their fuel burn a little bit as well.
We need lift off. Lift off.
Copy.
Alright. Fingers crossed we're going to get optimal setups. Oh, we've got a crash. Who's crashed this time? It's another... Don't tell me it's Ocon again. We've got a BSC.
Safety car.
Okay.
Oh, no, I didn't want to call him in. Ignore. Confirm. Pause. Quickly. Shit, I would have called him in. Alright, I'll just send him straight back out again.
It's a crash!
Have to change the run plan. Take a little bit of time off. There we go. Send it back out. Gives you bad memories like McLaren dealing with Van Dorn. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. I mean, Van Dorn was... Oh, it's Alonso who's gone out this time. So both Alpines have gone off on the exact same corner and retired their car as a result. Okay, this is a bad weekend for Alpine. Yeah, Van Dorn, well, he had promise. I think he just won the Formula E Championship as well, didn't he? Stoffel Van Dorn, but yeah, he was a driver who came in with bags of potential, but never really got a chance, and that's just unfortunately the cutthroat nature of Formula One. Sometimes deserving talent just doesn't get their opportunity. Who takes in deep intake of breath going through that narrow bit past the castle? Doesn't look wide enough for the average Grand Prix car. Yeah, I mean, the first time I raced...
VSC ending.
The first time I raced on the Baku circuit on the Codemasters F1 games, it took a long time to get to grips with that castle chicane. But once you get used to it, it's actually not that difficult. It looks a lot more daunting than it is, really. But it is a tight turn. And for those of you who don't know what we're talking about this corner coming up, not this one here. This little chicane just here, as you go around the castle. That little section there, the castle section it's tricky, but once you've gone through it, a few times, you start to get your eye in. At least on the F1 games from Codemasters, it's not too bad. I absolutely love driving on this track on the Codemasters F1 games. Latifi should go back to karting. Well, he doesn't necessarily have to go back to karting. He could go to another motorsport discipline, but I do think his time in F1 is over. I think he's had a run of several years now. He's not really done anything. He's been outshone by pretty much every teammate he's ever had. It's time for him to go. Oscar doing his best to eat his tyres. He has done the same number of laps as Mick with the same settings. And you can see how much better Mick is at looking after his tyres. And that's the downside to Oscar, is he just eats his tyres because he's young and inexperienced, and he pushes the car hard. It makes him blindingly quick, but he's also very rough with the tyres. That is, as I say, why we keep throwing any development points we get into his smoothness rating, so we can extend the life of these tyres. Need some feedback from these guys now. Come on, fellas. Tell me that the car is optimal, please. How did you afford Bottas? He's like 17 million a season. I mean, you must have spent your entire budget just signing Bottas. Piastri's cheap. You can get Piastri for a couple of $100,000 a year. I've got him on a 5-year contract for 400,000. But Bottas is like 17 million a season. I'm sure you can probably negotiate that down a little bit, but even so. And the cost to break his contract as well with Alfa Romeo, that's got to be another couple of million at least on top. Oh, you've gone 13 million in debt. I'm not surprised. I mean, 17 million, even if he's on a, what, is he on a 2 or a 3-year contract? I'm trying to work out what his contract break fee must be. It must be at least 10 million to break the contract. I'd go probably closer to 15 mil to you know, as the contract break fee. How am I doing on that? 3-year contract, yeah. 17 a year. That much I do know because I scouted him and immediately clicked off as soon as I saw how much he wanted. But what's the break fee? Schumacher's car is great. That's not bad. We'll leave him out. We'll let him keep running. Get that truck knowledge up. Excuse me. 12 mil. Do I conserve just to get the optimal setting in free practice? I conserve the tyres for 2 reasons. One, it means I use less tyres, so I've got more options. I don't run the risk of burning through too many sets of softs and then not having enough for qualifying in the race. Secondly, it's only practice, so I'm more focused on getting the car dialed in and getting the drivers comfortable with both the car and the track as well. So I'd rather run them at a lower pace, so there's less chance of them having an accident. Extends the life of the tyres and reduces the wear on the engine as well. So those 3 factors are why I always run them at the lowest pace in terms of, you know, the tyre speed, which is the pace setting here. The fuel setting, I only really change that if I think I might run out of fuel before the end of a session and I want to just keep them running past the end of their run plan, just to keep them on track for those few extra laps. So I'll slow down the fuel burn so they can stay out once their run plan's finished. I can cancel the call in and keep them on track for another 3, 4, 5 laps.
How's the balance?
Great confidence for Oscar. So with both cars, it looks like we're just a couple of tweaks away from maybe getting towards optimal range, which is good. We've still got. And again, I could just call Oscar in and make the changes, but by the time he gets in and I make the changes, that's the end of the session, so I'll leave him out and let him get a few more laps under his belt, which will improve his track knowledge going into the final section. And then if the car gets dialed in and he's happy and he gets 100% on the track, I just won't run him for the entire session. I'll save the car. Mick's going to have to run for the entire session. Actually, I can up his pace a little bit now. I've got more than enough fuel. But Mick's going to have to run for the entire third session because he didn't run in the first, so his track knowledge is significantly lower.
Less confidence in the rear.
Copy.
You went for Bottas because you're going for the long game with Williams. I think that's a bit of a backward strategy, personally. I'm going for the long game with my Williams team, but I've invested heavily in upgrading the car and the facilities and gone for a young up-and-coming rookie. Replaced my reserve driver with another good up-and-coming rookie who will be taking over from Albon at the end of the season when Albon's contract expires. And then I'll be signing another young up-and-coming British rookie to take Pourchaire's place as the reserve driver, and I'll have a young, dynamic driving lineup for years at relatively low cost. All three of them, I can probably get away with a 1 mil covering all three drivers for at least a couple of seasons, you know, from next season onwards. $400k for Piastri, 400k for Pourchaire, and maybe 200k for the reserve driver, whose name I forget off the top of my head. But he's an F3 driver, and so that's 16 million a year I'm saving against just one of your drivers that I can invest into the CFD or the wind tunnel, or upgrading the factory. I get you wanted a really strong driver, but I think you probably, I'm pretty sure you've overspent with Bottas. I mean, like you said, you're 13 million in debt, so you can't do any investments in the team now until, well, not really, until you really start paying that back. So I think you kind of handicapped yourself quite heavily there. But hey, I mean, if the results come on track, then maybe it's a good way to go. Alright, there we go, end of the session. Just let them finish the laps they're on. So Alonso missed half a session there with that crash. Okay, like I said, not a great weekend for for Alpine. Both drivers have put it in the same corner and wiped themselves out for a good chunk of running. Okay, we're at 89 and 87. Okay, we can make some little tweaks.
Hello and thank you for joining us as our race weekend unfolds. Free practice is nearly done, and that means that qualifying awaits. The teams will be looking to build on yesterday's momentum. Having seen how the cars and drivers are reacting to the circuit, they have a little more time to make some final changes. But by the end of the day, we'll know exactly how the drivers will be lining up on the grid for tomorrow's race. Hold on tight, because we're getting underway.
Right, I did want to check what was the new part that I put on Oscar's car, because I couldn't remember. So let's have a look. So he's on version 2 of the chassis, the front wing, the underfloor and the suspension. Mick is not running one of the new parts. It's the chassis. So he's on a... I've only got one spare, so that's why he's not running it. But you can see the chassis there is... this is the one that Mick's running at the moment, and this is the one that's on Oscar's car, and you can see on the right there is an improvement in almost all areas, just a slight reduction in engine cooling, but everything else is pretty much an improvement. So that should make Oscar's car a little bit punchier this weekend, and then we'll have enough parts to put the chassis on Mick's car next weekend. Right, let's look at the setup. What do we need to tweak? I lost the optimal on my traction slightly, but we can get that back. Just to increase the front wing ever so slightly. Nope, don't want to mess with the roll bar, that's what I'm looking to change. There we go. Alright, let's go with that. In terms of compounds, I'm going to run him on a set of mediums this time. Run plan. We'll go 25 laps. Driving options, protect the engine. So here you can see, by reducing the pace down, we are massively improving tyre wear and temperature, and we're also massively improving the reduction in engine wear as well. If we were to go the opposite direction, then we'd improve our pace and our braking force, but we would dramatically increase the wear and temperature rate on the tyres and also the wear rate on the engine. So that's why I always run like that in practice. As for Oscar, oh, excuse me. Again, set of mediums. We'll get him running for 22 laps. Let's have a look at his setup. Oh, traction just needs to be tweaked. So let's pull back the roll bar. Just need to tweak the cornering. Okay, I think that could be it. Again, protect the engine. Let's go.
Radio check.
Radio check.
Okay, so which Alpine driver is going to bin it this session? Ocon or Alonso? Or maybe somebody else? I hope it's not me. That would not be good. Big pace disparity between the two cars at the moment, but Ocon's running a faster spec car with less fuel, which is why it's such a big gap between them at the moment. mixed times will improve as that fuel burns off and he gets some clear air. Unsafe release? Nah. Synchronized release. Ooh, okay, Piastri's still not quite there with the car setup. Let's call him in. Make a tweak. How's Mick doing? Also not quite there. Hello there, Mr. Water. How are you tonight? Timed it pretty well. We're about halfway through FP3. So quali and the race still to come.
Get in, check.
Okay, understood. Limiter on, please.
Copy, put it through.
Yeah, copy.
Okay, what do we need to tweak? Oh, the traction. Okay. Let's give that a try. Let's try a 3.7 roll bar. Any plans for your team in terms of Teo Pourchaire? Not for this team. But I am looking at doing a second series alongside this one. And I'm thinking of doing Alpine and going for an all-French team. So that would be... oh, actually, where's the car? Where's here? That would mean putting in Ocon and Gasly and replacing Alonso, and then having Teo Pourchaire as the reserve driver. Can't quite get the car where I want it. I don't know if that's going to be an improvement. We'll give it a go. At some point I'll try a team with all Dutch drivers. Verstappen, De Vries and Verschoor. Yeah, my aim for my McLaren file is to try and poach Russell from Mercedes and have Russell and Norris. But at the moment I don't have the car or the budget to approach George Russell, nor does he have the enthusiasm to be approached. Right, final runs. Let's hope that these are going to get the car where it needs to be. I'd hoped I wouldn't have to send... Oh, we've had another crash.
There's been a crash.
It's Bottas.
Let's see what happened there. Now let's watch this. The Alfa Romeo involved in this one.
It's not too bad.
That crash is terrible news for the team.
Yeah, I had hoped that Oscar wouldn't have to go out, and that I could have just left him in the garage because he's already hit 100% on his practice session for the track. But seeing as he is going out again, at least he's getting more comfortable with the new chassis. Out of time. Come on guys, give me the feedback before the session ends, please. Come on, we're so close. Okay, great set of confidence, but not perfect. We're not going to make any more changes to the car, at least not yet. We might do it after the session, but I'm just going to let Mick run to the end now, to the checkered flag. It's only going to be another one lap after this one, plus the in lap. Hey, look at that, we got Oscar's car optimal. AlphaTauri looking strong. Well, we're looking weak because we're running slow pace with rubbish engines and very worn tyres, but yeah, we're capable of a lot more speed. But yeah, they are looking pretty tasty. Bottas looking strong in 6th at the moment. Gasly in P3. Oh yeah, he is, yeah. I mean, that's not going to stay that way. He's not going to be there in quali. It's going to be the Ferraris and the Red Bulls, barring any kind of unfortunate mishaps in quali, like we had at Monaco, where Leclerc went out in Q1. Still can't believe he went out in Q1, but there's very different characteristics on the circuit. Overtaking is very much possible here, so I doubt he'll get stuck behind a slow driver. I mean, look at Perez. He's only less than 4 tenths off on hard tyres. Yeah, he's definitely improving. It's still a mighty fast time, but okay. Setup confidence 83, so we went backwards, I think, with the car, but we got Oscar's car almost completely perfect. So, what did we get wrong? A lot. I'm going to revert back to our highest setup of 89, and we're just going to have to run that. I'm not sure exactly what changes we could make that would improve the car in any real way, shape or form. Maybe that one little tweak. We'll go with that one little tweak. Right. Run plan. Let's reduce the cooldown lap. Let's change over the car parts that are worn out. So get rid of the engine. Put in a relatively new one. Change out the ERS. Gearbox. We'll leave the gearbox alone. Oscar. Swap out the engine. Change over the ERS. And his gearbox has already taken a bit of wear. We'll stick with the same gearbox. Q3 again, I'm hoping. Right. Quality.
Radio check.
Radio check.
Let's see if we get held up by traffic again. Like with tyre wear, is a younger driver causing more engine wear? No, engine wear, as far as I can tell, is based purely on how hard you push the car. I haven't gone through every stat in full detail, but I don't think there's anything there that determines how smooth you are with the engine. It's mostly on how well you can stick to the racing line and get a good exit from corners. Accelerating off the line, carrying your speed through the corners, looking at that kind of thing. I don't think. Oh, and adaptability to change, to ability to deal with changing weather conditions. I don't think there's anything that specifically involves looking after the engine. I think it's purely down to how hard you push the tyre cut, the pace section on the driver feedback tab. Right. Everybody stay in the pits. Nobody come out. Okay, now you can come out. Oh god, I shouldn't have said that. Actually, it's not too bad. He'll get out of the way pretty quickly. Is that Sonoda? I'll bet that's pissing Sonoda, isn't it? No, it's not. It's gasoline. Okay. Okay, so Mick got held up slightly. Thinking about trying a Red Bull save and replacing Verstappen and Perez with Piastri and Porsche. Interesting. It'll cost you a hell of a lot of money to break Verstappen's contract. I'm not sure about Checo's contract, but yeah, Max's contract is going to cost you a lot to break. I think Red Bull are secretly very concerned about, the pace of Piastri, and they're just constantly trying to throw roadblocks at my cars as much as possible. But he's so quick that he's able to get past before the block gets out. And so it's Mick that's paying the price. That doesn't mean anything because he's the first person to set a time, and you can see actually someone's gone. Oh, he's still purple in P1 in Q1 though. Sorry, the first sector. That's interesting. 1:14.4. Mick 2 seconds a lap slower because he was held up by Gasly. Yeah, I wouldn't change them both at the same time necessarily, just simply because of the sheer cost involved. I would say maybe keep Max for a year, get rid of Checo with Piastri, and then bring in Porsche in the following season. Maybe even bring Porsche in as the reserve driver and replace. Is it Vips? I think Vips is the test driver for Red Bull, isn't he? And then at the end of the season, depending on how much it's going to cost to break Verstappen's contract and how well Piastri's performed in the Red Bull, maybe then you could look at swapping him for Porsche, promoting him up. Oh, we're screwing up Gasly. What a shame. Oh, Gasly's lap is ruined. Completely and utterly ruined.
Okay, understood. On.
Oops.
Okay, copy.
And yet he's still faster than Schumacher. That's not surprising, really. Wow, we're faster than Perez. He must have got held up as well. Alright, same tyres. We'll go out and do another run towards in the next few minutes. There's a lot of traffic right now. We're going to jump out now before all that lot comes around. I don't need to, it's automatic. I mean, if they hold me up on their, with their out lap while I'm on a flying lap, then they're going to get held up by me when I'm on my in lap and they're on their flying lap. So it's automatic. I don't really need to do anything. It does it for me. Okay, so let's have a look. Norris is behind us. He is also on an outlap. Ocon in front is on an inlap, as are most of the cars. So we've timed this pretty well. Ricciardo is the only one on a fastest lap, along with Hamilton, Vettel. Oh, Vettel's the first one on. Bottas is, sorry. They're on fastest flying laps right now. They're a long way off. So if we do catch them, we should catch them to a point where we can pass them relatively easily. Leclerc's the only one who's had a genuine clear run of the front runners so far. That's kind of crazy. Right, Mick's not getting held up this lap, so we should see a definite improvement in his time. Welcome SRTV. Yeah, just in time for the race. We're qualing in Q1 right now. This is our second run. We're going on scrub tyres. Schumacher was blocked by Gasly on his first run, which is why he's way off the pace of Oscar. Oscar got a clean run. Both are improving in the first sector. That's good. Right, Oscar coming up to the second checkpoint. No improvement in the second sector. Improvement for Mick. We know Mick's going to have a big improvement in time. It's just a question of where he's going to end up in relation to Oscar's time. Oscar improves marginally. Mick improves dramatically. He's still 6/10 slower than Oscar. That's partly down to Oscar's natural speed, and he's also got that new chassis, don't forget. But that's pretty good running pace for both cars, and that was on scrubs as well. So there's definitely a bit more time to find. Track is still going to ramp up a little bit towards the end, not massively, but that rubber is going to improve. It's going to go from low grip to very low in 5 minutes, apparently. That doesn't make sense to me. If anything, it would be very low now and go to low. Anyway, let's get these guys back in the garage, put on a set of new tyres and wait for the end of the session. Noticed a few graphical glitches in this game. Also, when you try skipping, so that seems bugged at certain times. Yeah, I've seen some bugs.
Pedentry.
I haven't found anything game breaking yet.
Copy.
But I have seen some rather bizarre ones. And generally, if I do come across something that's causing issues, I generally just tend to, if it's a practice session, just try and end the session. If it's qualifying or the race, I'll just quit and restart the session by reloading the autosave. so both drivers are prepped and ready. It's a long lap here in terms of time, 1 minute 43, so we need to be out the garage with less than 2 minutes to go, with more than 2 minutes to go, I think, which is why everyone's going out early. They normally go out with about 2:45 to go. They're going out 3:20 to go this time. So ideally I want to be out with about 2 minutes 30 left. Everyone's filing out now. And there we go. So we're getting the timing about right on that one. Nice little gap to show. And let's see how we do on our final runs. We'll ride on board with Oscar this time, I think. I'm looking at the timing boards and I can't believe that it's really that big of a gap between Verstappen and Leclerc. Did Verstappen get held up at all? Don't tell me he's really that far off. If that is a genuine indication of the pace difference between Leclerc and Verstappen, he's going to walk this race. Hopefully there'll be a patch for console soon. It's on the way. It's already out for PC. It's just being finalised for console, so I'd imagine we'll get that in the next couple of days. I might not have needed to go again. I could have potentially saved a set of tyres for the next session, but with such big pace disparities here, some drivers way down on where they should be, I didn't want to take the risk, which is why I'm sending them out. If I had a little bit more pace in the car, I would have just sat in the garage and not gone out on this set of tyres. Alright, coming up to the first sector split. And it's an improvement for Oscar and for Mick. Through the castle section. Guys are starting to cross the line. Bottas goes up to P2. Perez beats him, goes half a second behind Leclerc. Maybe that's genuine pace of the Ferrari then. Oh, there we go. Sainz right up behind him. What does Max do? Leclerc improves a little bit. Verstappen's crossed the line. He's still all the way off. It looks like this is a Ferrari race. Both our drivers are up. Where they're going to finish? We didn't need to go out again by the look of it. Oh, even Russell didn't get through. Look, Russell's out in Q1. Don't think Oscar improved. We saw a little improvement for Mick. I think he jumped above Tsunoda. I'm surprised at that. I am very surprised. That's 2 races in a row where there's been a big casualty in Q1. And Leclerc blisteringly fast. Sainz very close to him, and then look at that gap. You know, it's half a second gap there, and Max is almost a full second off. That's a big shock. Okay, we're going to go with scrub tyres. And go with those scrub tyres for Oscar. Actually, no, I'm going to go with those tyres and then potentially use those to get into Q3. Try and save a set for the race. An extra set. Right. Here we go. It's the business end of quali.
Radio check.
Radio check.
I'm just going to whiz through this first run. Oh god, we just got out in front of Hamilton, but we're going to get held up by Ricciardo all through the slow castle section, so not great times. Luckily we were using scrubs, but let's send Mick back out again on the same tyres. Should have time to get another run in before the end of before the final run needs to start. It's going to be tight. It's going to be very tight. Mick up to 6th. Oh, not paying attention. Damn it. Okay, well my guys are staying in the garage then. It's too late to send them out now. So I messed up. Is it going to cost me? Oh. Here we go. They're going to start crossing the line. Ocon goes P6, so Mick's down to 7th. Down to 8th. Ricardo doesn't improve. Sonoda knocks us down. Right, Norris. Norris is out. We're out. Oscar's 7th. He's guaranteed to be through. Okay. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Where's Bottas going to improve to? 13th. Ooh, that might mess up one of my quali strategy, quali sponsorships. I'm a little concerned now. Let's check the sponsors. Quali position. Both drivers in the top 15. Okay, that's fine. So we've done that. Got both drivers into Q2. That's fine. I could have ticked the Q3 one. Race targets. Not there yet. Quali streak target. One driver in the top 14 for 5 races. That's fine. Yeah, okay. So we haven't lost any money yet. That's good. So, we're going to go with these scrubs for our first run. And then a brand new set for the final run. And I'm not going to send him out straight away. We're going to wait. Just get a few cars out first. Okay, looks like everyone's going out pretty much straight away, so let's send out Oscar now. Who's not gone out yet? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've still got 4 cars unaccounted for. Gasly's not gone out yet. Oh, we can do it this way, can't we? Okay, Gasly's on his way out now. It's just Perez and Sainz we're waiting on. Don't tell me they're going to wait until they can get in a position to mess with us. Okay, they're coming out now. Well, Perez is. Come on, Sainz. Get your ass on track now. Come on, Sainz. Come on. Don't make me come down there and get you. Sainz. There we go, thank you. I should have called him by his full name, Carlos Sainz Jr. It's like when you hear your mum call you by your full name, you know you're in trouble. Alright, so Leclerc starting his fastest lap now. We are going to ride on board with Oscar. And he's off. We've got the potential for some really good speed, I think, on this circuit, based on how we've done in the first 2 qualifying sessions. If we can get a couple of jump a couple of places off the start, we could have a really good run. I don't know if I'll be able to make the one stop work with Oscar because of his tyre wear. We'll have to see. Depends how hard I want to push him in the race, I suppose. Alright, Sainz about to start pushing. So he's not going to get in anyone's way. I think we might even be closing on Alonso here. Is everyone on new tyres? Let's have a look. Yeah, we're the only one on scrubs. So everyone's setting their time on new tyres. Which are worth maybe a tenth. Oh, it was Ocon that we were chasing down. Yeah, we were faster than Ocon. We were half a second faster than him. Wow, Bottas in third. Alfa Romeo's fast in a straight line. I think they could be the car that we have the biggest competition with this weekend. Bottas in that Alfa. Ooh, Gasly. Look at that. Alonso a tenth of a second behind us. Not bad. Right, one brand new set of tyres coming up and a final run. See where we can finish. Oh, I know Gasly's quick. I just didn't expect that car to be that quick. Okay, I've done this deliberately because I want to get him to go fast a little bit earlier. See if that makes a change.
Road push.
Copy.
See if maybe carrying a little bit more speed through that corner means he gets a little bit more speed on the straight. Please don't bin it. I've given you plenty of clear track, I've given you brand new tyres, I've given you the best possible start to the lap. See if you can bring it home ahead of Bottas. Okay, checker flags out. Let's see how everyone does time-wise. First up is going to be Gasly. Oh, they're not up in the first sector. Okay, bit of a surprise. Gasly improves his time, but not his position. Ocon stays 10th. Alonso improves ever so slightly, but stays behind us. Bottas improves a little bit. Verstappen improves, but can't get past Gasly. Sainz stays P3. So Perez has got a chance for pole here. And he can't do it. Leclerc takes pole, but it's a lot closer at the top than it was in Q2. What can we do? We've improved in the middle sector. I don't think we're going to find 3/10 that we need to beat Bottas. So I think 7th is where we're going to end up. But 7th is good. What's the time across the line? Only a small improvement. Okay, so maybe Bottas is beyond us in terms of pure pace. Maybe we're going to be fighting Alonso. Depends how aggressive we can be.
Tension continues to build here as race day begins.
HAAS proved quite resourceful during qualifying. That puts them in a very good position to make the most of this race start. Alfa Romeo managed to meet expectations during qualifying, and if they can keep this up, they'll have a good race ahead of them. And the race will be taking place under blue skies. That means the teams should be able to apply their strategies without any added complications.
Well, whatever happens, it's sure to be a tremendous race day here at the Azerbaijan Grand Prix.
Okie strategy time. Fuel burn is quite high for the strategy that I'm going to want to run, so I'm going to increase the fuel to the max. 110 kilos. It'll make us slightly slower or slightly heavier off the line, but okay. Mick will be able to do a one stop. I don't think I can do this with Oscar. Don't think his tyres will go. What's mixed strategy time looking at? 132.13. Okay. So what if I go medium, medium, soft, and I go really aggressive on the softs, really aggressive on those mediums, and aggressive on those mediums? 132.14. Okay. Let's take a look at this strategy. Okay, so it's about the same time, but this gives me flexibility on the tyres and means I'm not running them right to the risk of them falling off a cliff. So I'm going to go with strategy C for Oscar. I'm going to start him very aggressively on the mediums, push them very, very hard, push the second set of mediums relatively hard, and then go really hell for leather with the softs and try and get fastest lap as well at the end. Driver options, we're going to go full pace mode, full fuel usage, and overtake off the line with Mick. And with Oscar, we're going to go full send off the line, full deployment. Okay. Do I think I can get both cars to improve? Is it worth taking that gamble? I don't think it is. We'll leave our sponsors as they are. So let's go race at Baku.
As the sun continues to shine, it seems like nothing can dampen the mood of excitement here at the track. Looking at the HAAS, not as close to the front as they might have wished for, but we know the race order can change a lot during those first few corners. And it's Schumacher as the second driver today. They'll be starting the race from the bottom half of the grid, so there's a fair bit of ground to make up. Will their hard work pay off today? Here we go with the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. And it's lights out and away we go.
Okay, Oscar getting boxed by Alonso. We've got the better exit. Have we got the space to push forward though? We're side by side with Bottas. Can we get him into the braking? Schumacher has jumped past someone. I think he lost a place, he must have gained it back.
Is that a new race position for HAAS?
11.
Still side by side with Bottas. Come on, let's try and get definitively past him. There we go.
HAAS with an overtake.
Okay, let's just ease off on mixed tyres a little bit. We are all over the back of Verstappen right now. Max going defensive. Trying to find that way through. I want to try and jump Max and get on the back of Gasly before DRS comes in.
We are P10 now, P10.
Schumacher's overtaken Ocon. Oscar lining up a move on Max. Can he get him up the inside here?
HAAS with an overtake there.
Oh, it's a bit tight. We've got the drive. We've got the inside. Can we get a better exit?
Okay, nice work.
Yes, we can. Fantastic stuff. Right, let's get on the back of Gasly. Take a quick look at Mick.
Good job so far.
So Mick's past Hamilton as well. I missed that one. Let's have a look at Mick's overtake here.
Right, watch this. There's Schumacher.
Oh, very nice.
Gaining a position there.
Right, back to Oscar. It's now all over the back of the AlphaTauri. I'm going to just change that to neutral deployment, and same for Mick. Oh. Neutral. Get the right button. Neutral. There we go.
Charge off.
Copy.
I think Gasly's on softs, isn't he? He is. Gasly and Sainz are on softs. Leclerc and Perez on mediums. Verstappen's on softs. Okay. And everyone between us is on softs as well, between our two cars.
Mode push.
Copy.
Don't think we're going to get Gasly here. No, we're not. So let's just charge for a moment. Let's check on Schumacher.
Charge on, please.
Copy.
It's going to be tricky getting past the three of them. We'll charge up for a bit.
Charge on, charge on.
Copy.
Do not want to really go three wide through some of these turns here. I am going to bump his tyres up just a little bit while he's charging though. Just protect him from Hamilton behind. Ooh! 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 That was heart and mouth then. I thought we were about to wreck the car. My HAAS is quite quick now. Well, don't forget, I am really pushing. I'm on maximum attack, apart from the ERS deployment. We are outside of battery range at the moment. Can we get that back? I'm going to have to go neutral.
Charge off.
Copy.
Need that little ERS bump out of the corner. Looks okay. I think I might lose the DRS here. Yeah, so we're going to be vulnerable to the Verstappen, so we're just going to go back to harvesting.
Charge on.
Copy.
Verstappen's going to have more pace than this anyway, so it makes sense rather than fighting him and dropping back, letting him go through, and then just following him through. If we can get the DRS off him, it'll help propel us back up the order again.
Mega job, mates.
Okay, they're scrapping a little bit, so I'm actually going to push to catch up
For HAAS.
while they're scrapping.
Copy.
Mick is staying comfortably with Alonso. Don't have to worry about turning his charge off yet. Oh, Verstappen nearly did what we did. Some of these animations, they scare me.
Charge on.
Copy.
Mick's just dropped out of range. Ah, that's a shame. New fastest lap for Oscar. And he's Mick's tyres down a bit. We'll do the same. We'll try and re-jump Hamilton on the straight. He's fully charged as well, so I can change his ERS deployment now.
It's a race position gained for Mercedes.
Still comfortably in position. That's good.
Copy.
We couldn't get Hamilton. It's okay. We've got plenty of time. I do feel sorry for Mick in the sense that we're always going to be focusing on Oscar and not him, because Oscar's just the faster driver. So we just kind of leave Mick to his own devices, twiddling his thumbs a little bit from time to time. Oh, you're hunting out Grand Prix tracks, are you? I must admit, I've done something similar in the past on Google Earth. Just gone looking for the tracks to see where I can find them. Mick is going to make his move this lap. Yeah, I can't push his tyres anymore, and they're being pushed. Just have to hope they can get him to catch back up. Let's go full deployment. Let's try and get him onto the back of Alonso. Piastri is now fully charged.
An overtake.
Alright, we've held off Hamilton. I never checked the weather. It's going to be fine. Okay. Alright, come on Mick, use that freshly charged energy. Just push your tyres just while you're charging like this. Get as close as quick as possible. Bottas and Alonso scrapping it out. We've broken the toe to Hamilton, so we can leave him behind, hopefully. Can we get DRS? Have we got enough pace? It's going to be close. The last of the battery for this lap. Full fuel send, fuel tyre send. The time is coming down. Are we just going to sneak it? I don't think so. No, we didn't quite get it, which means they're going to start pulling away again, but we'll get them on the next lap. Is it correct you can only do one team save at a time? No, you can do as many team saves as you want. You've got 50 save slots, so you can. I've got 5 different teams running at the moment, but you can only stay with one team. You can't change teams mid-career, so you can't start at one team and then say start at HAAS and then a couple of years down the line take over the job at Ferrari. If you choose HAAS, you can only stay with HAAS on that save file. What do I think Mercedes are struggling this season? I think it's they just underestimated how much they were going to struggle with getting the ground effect to work the way they wanted it to. I mean, their car's been improving all season, and if you saw the race today, they were in with a chance of winning. They just got a little bit of bad luck, but...
Charge on. Copy.
Yeah, there'll be some circuits where it's just not going to suit them. I think they're going to struggle at Monza next weekend, but there are other circuits coming up where I think they've got a real chance of a good result. Alright, so Mick is firmly tucked in the DRS now. Interval is wrong, there we go. He can charge up a little bit, protect his tyres a bit more, and pull away from Hamilton. So now we can leave Mick alone for a little bit. Let's go back to Oscar. Still not found a way past Gasly. Let's get him to push a little bit.
Mode push.
Copy.
Remember, we are chasing down cars on soft tyres. I guess it's refreshing since they've dominated over the years. Formula One has always gone through periods of domination. You know, before Mercedes, it was Red Bull. Before Red Bull, it was well, it was kind of a little bit scattergun. You had Brawn, and you had Mercedes, McLaren, and then you had Ferrari before that, and then you had 2 years of Renault. But before that was 5 years, 6 years of dominance from Ferrari. Before that was McLaren. Before that was Williams. Before that was McLaren. You know, there's always periods of domination. It's just, you know, Mercedes have been, you know, really record pace, setting record pace with their constructors titles. No one's ever won 8 back-to-back titles before. Please, can we get him this lap? Alright, we've got an inside line. Nope, that's been covered off. Gasly actually jumped sides there. We can't find a way through. Let's go back to harvesting.
Charge on.
Yeah.
Mick's off the pace. Okay, we need to go back to neutral and we need to push his tyres again.
Race.
Copy.
Alonso dropped off the back of Bottas as well. Okay. So if we can at least stay with Alonso. When you were a kid, you remember it being between Ferrari and McLaren, so that'll be the late 90s then. Do I think McLaren could be a force again one day? Yes, I do. If they keep that upward trajectory that they've been having, yes. I mean, they've stalled a little bit at the start of the season, but generally they've not been too far off at some races. I think if they can really kick on next season and Oscar proves as effective a racing talent as he has done in the lower categories, then yeah, him and Norris could be a real force next year. I mean, let's not forget they did get a win last year at Monza of all tracks. I don't think that's on the cards this year, but you know, stranger things have happened. Right, we're almost on the back of Alonso, who is dropping further and further back from Bottas. Yeah, we saw Bottas's pace in quali. We knew he was going to be a bit beyond us. I need to get on the back. And once I'm going to have to deploy, protect the tyres. There we go. Science got back past Gasly again. Alright, Mick's back in contention with Alonso, so now we can get him charging again.
More charge.
While he's in the DRS. Oh, big sparks kicked up there. Still really close here at the front. Look at this. No,
Good job.
just a couple of seconds separating the top 6 cars.
HAAS with an overtake there.
Hey,
Here's
Schumacher
the
got
replay.
Alonso.
Now just focus on the HAAS.
Just blasted past him down that straight. I miss those old engines, like from the late 90s, early 2000s. I'm trying to think when the V10s were phased out. I think that was the early 2000s was the end of the V10s. And they went to V8s. And then the V8s went at the end of 2012. 2013 was the V6 hybrid era. We're about fully charged. I'm going to just cool those tyres off a touch.
Copy.
So overtake is available if you need it.
DRS.
Copy.
Oh. Just as I finish charging up, I've lost the DRS. Should make up some time under braking, because we haven't got cars in front of us that we have to avoid ramming into the back of. Could be ugly if there was a mistake within the first 6. Yeah, it could. You know, a lock-up from Gasly at full speed going into one of these tight corners could wipe out at least 2 cars in front. At least. Including, no, not including his own car. Alright, Mick is almost fully charged. I'm going to put him onto neutral now.
Charge off.
Copy.
Oscar still isn't on the back, and we're getting held up in the corners because we're being compromised by Verstappen. I might just let Verstappen overtake us here. If you can. far am I with my pit window? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Five laps away from my ideal pit stop. Okay, let's just push the tyres again.
Push as much as you can.
Because we have dropped off a fair
Alpine
bit
just advanced.
because of this battling.
Let's take a look at the replay. Okay, so there we have the Alpine.
Okay, that's not too bad to lose the position just there. The only Grand Prix I've been to was the Spanish in 2013 when Alonso won and the crowd went mental. I've only been to one Grand Prix myself. It was the 2003 British Grand Prix at Silverstone. I was in the Brooklands complex. That was back at the old circuit when you still had the bridge into that bridge corner before they changed it to its current configuration. And I saw Schumacher go wide in quali, and into the just kiss the gravel. I watched right in front of me as Barrichello overtook Kimi Raikkonen coming out of bridge or going through bridge to take the lead of the Grand Prix, and then obviously went on to win it. That was amazing, absolutely amazing. And I met Arnold Schwarzenegger while I was there as well. He's not as tall as you think, but he was such a big, imposing kind of person that he's just larger than life. You know? He just has this presence about him. He just feels so much bigger than he actually is. Because he's only, what, 6'2", I think? I was also working the BRDC ball on the Friday night, which was 70th anniversary. So I met a few famous motorsport people there. Martin Brundle, Ralph Furman. There was another driver there whose name I can't remember, another up-and-coming young British driver. And Sir Jackie Stewart. Right, we are not catching, so I'm going to have to deploy.
Mode push.
Maybe I can just sneak away from Verstappen here. Okay, so we dropped Verstappen. That's awesome. And we are closing in on sights. Just a couple of laps away from our pit stop. There's the window, so 3 laps to go till we pit. Oh, we've got... Oh no, I thought they were driving pitting for a minute. It's not. They were just taking a wide defensive line. I was going to say we shouldn't have pit stops just yet. You went to the British Grand Prix this season. I do like the new circuit layout, but there was just something. I still hold a very special place in my heart for the older layout. Just, you know, it wasn't as long, but I just really loved that old setup.
Keep this approach. Good job so far.
Right, we are back in range, so let's turn that down to neutral.
Is that a new race position for HAAS?
Schumacher's overtaken. He is 6 laps away from a pit stop. Yeah, here we are. We're going to leave Verstappen behind now. Max not have DRS? Boo-hoo. I haven't looked at his contract in this actually. I wonder how much he's worth. An awful lot, I'm guessing. You could use Schumacher to slow down Alonso so Piastri comes out ahead after pitting. I don't think there's enough of a gap, really. But if I come out behind Mick, I can ease off Oscar's fuel burn for a couple of laps. Save his tyres a little bit as well, because I can't push his second set of tyres as hard as I have been on this one. So I don't mind if he comes out behind Mick and just rides behind him for a couple of laps. Would also help Mick defend against Alonso, maybe. And Mick's only going to be pitting a lap or two after Oscar anyway, so I would imagine that Alonso will be coming in around about the same time as Mick. I don't think traffic's going to be an issue at all.
Charge on, please.
Copy.
Let's build that battery back up, ready for our outlap. My last question. Who is my... No, keep the questions coming. Who is your least favourite driver of all time? Yours is Mazepin. I don't know. There were so many drivers who I've not liked for various different reasons. Wasn't a big fan of Maldonado. Mazepin. Wasn't a great driver. Didn't really have anything too negative to say about him because he wasn't in the sport for very long, and I doubt he'll get another chance. So I don't really hold too much ill against Mazepin. Trying to think now. I was a bit of a Senna fan when I was a kid, so I didn't like Prost. Especially because when Mansell retired, or I say retired, when he quit the sport and went to
That's a good overtake from Alpine.
Went to IndyCar. I wanted to see Senna take his seat, and Prost had a clause in his contract that despite Senna publicly saying he would drive for Williams for free, he just wanted to drive that amazing car. Prost had a clause in his contract that made it impossible for Senna to be in the team with him. Evening, Jeremy. So I didn't like Prost for that. Wasn't a fan of Jacques Villeneuve. Even less so now because I think he's a bit of a prick. Just some of the things he says is just stupid. Eddie Irvine. Again, this is one of those very over-opinionated drivers. We are losing the DRS. Oh, they're pitting. Okay, this is my last lap then. Before I pit. For the mediums. Pit this lap.
Box.
Copy, Bob.
Verstappen's pitted as well. Interesting. Oh, Alonso's already pitted. Let's push Schumacher then. Schumacher's pitting in 3 laps time, including this one. No, 3 laps after this one. Debating where to push his tyres a bit more. I'll leave them as they are. Who else did I not like? I didn't like Alonso at first. You know, I thought he was reckless. I remember the big crash he had at Brazil, where he just ploughed through, ignoring yellow flags, and ploughed straight through into a wreckage and smashed his car up. wasn't a huge fan of him for that, but you know, I've grown to, you know, my stance has softened on him over the years. Same with Vettel. I hated young, over-the-top, arrogant, finger-wagging Vettel. But Vettel of the last few seasons, I've enjoyed.
Charge off.
Yeah. Again, check.
Okay, understood. Limiter on, please.
I'm deliberately pushing Schumacher to try and A, get him to make up some time, and B, not give Gasly and co the DRS. So, I mean, I've come out behind Gasly still, but I'm still ahead of Schumacher. Still ahead of Verstappen. I've got Schumacher right in front of me. Someone spun. Who spun? Oh, we've got a VSC. That's perfect.
VSC deployed.
Box for HAAS. One thing I've noticed as well is my cars always fall way behind the AI when there's a VSC.
Latifi has crashed.
Hey, Latifi's crashed.
Now we see
Art
the
imitates
Williams
life.
here.
Oh, that's
A
got a
definite
VSC.
collision there.
Come on.
That's very
Of all the
unfortunate.
crashes that could have a VSC. Reduce the wear down on those, but I've always found that my cars just drop back compared to the AI. Under a VSC, and I don't know why. Should have kept Piastri out for one more lap.
Charge on.
I didn't know Latifi was going to bin it, plus, you know, Piastri's tyres were done. They were absolutely done. He'd have lost so much time if he'd stayed out another lap. But look, we're driving to a set delta, and look how far I'm dropping behind Sainz. I know I'm charging, but even so, we're supposed to be driving to a set delta. The gaps between the cars should stay the same, and it's just not happening. So Leclerc and Perez have come out winners on this one because they're getting their stop under the VSC. Schumacher's going to gain a fair bit of time because he's pitting under VSC. Even though it's about to end, he should still get the stop done. Or mostly done.
VSC ending.
Ah, okay, well, I've saved a little bit of time. Not as much as I could have done, but a little bit of time. Alright, let's start pushing again.
If you've got some margin, try to increase the pace a little bit.
You've noticed exactly the same thing, have you, Mr. Watson? Yeah, I've noticed it every time I get a VSC, my cars just drop, you know, several seconds behind, depending on how long the VSC is. It's annoying as hell. I don't know why it happens. Okay, so Mick is close to Alonso. Let's push him to try and get on the back of Alonso. And then I'll ease the tyres off. I can't push these tyres that hard, because they're already kind of going to be marginal at the end. Must be a bug. Yeah, I think it's a bug. I think it's something that isn't necessarily game breaking, but I think over time it's something that will be addressed by Frontier. Enough people are going to mention it for them to be looking into it. Right, we are still not where we want to be, so we're going to have to deploy.
Mode push.
Copy.
Schumacher's pushing, but he's not catching enough. I am comfortably clear of Hamilton, though. And now I'm out of ERS, so we'll just have to switch that down to neutral until we catch. I can risk a couple of laps with higher tyre wear.
Push.
Oscar's almost there. Gasly has not got DRS, so he'll be easier to catch. And in fact, we have caught him, so let's drop that down to neutral. Hopefully I'll stay with Gasly now. It's a little bit iffy. Let's just make sure.
Come on, you can do this.
Mick definitely closing on Alonso. Podium finish would be nice. It would be my first podium if we can get on the podium. It would be my first podium that wasn't in a Mercedes. I've done 2 races with my Mercedes file and I haven't gone back to it since, and I got podiums on third place on both the first 2 races. Third place each time, but none of my other files have had a podium, but the closest I've come is 4th place. But unless something happens to one of Ferraris, I don't think we're going to get a podium. Or Perez, if something happens to Perez. Nick is so close. Oscar is comfortably in range. Let's drop those tyres down again. That's something that needs fixing as well. We should have DRS. On a virtual safety car, DRS is immediately reactivated. Unless they changed that regulation for this year, which I don't think they did. It's only on a full safety car that you have to wait the 2 laps for it to come back again. So we should already have DRS again. Mick almost in the window. Try and pay a little bit more attention to him this race. Let's try and harvest a little bit of energy.
Charge on.
Or at least we've already recouped as much as we can this lap, but we can at least not spend quite as much. I'd like to try and get on the back of Sainz as quickly as I can. Someone spun. It's not Mick. We got another VSC. Another one. Oh, okay.
VSC.
I'm going to pause the game because I'm wondering what would happen if I threw on an... no, they're not going to go the distance, are they? Okay, never mind. Do I want to maybe change Oscar? I have a theory. Don't know if it's going to work or not. Let me see what would happen. To the timing if I were to do this. It adds 12 seconds. But I will save maybe 8-9 seconds by pitting under a VSC. we'll have more immediate pace, but the drop-off will be more severe. And we won't have as good a set of tyres at the end of the race. No, we'll stay as we are. I'm overthinking things.
There's been a crash. Sounds like a single car.
You watch my drivers both drop back. Oh, I missed the replay prompt. I didn't see who actually crashed.
Save
who was it?
Fuel.
If you can let me know.
Charge on.
Yeah.
Dropping back on Gasly, look. Mick dropping back on Alonso. Okay, that is about as good as full charge is going to get.
Charge off.
Yeah.
VSC ending.
So again, we lost about a second to Alonso, and we lost about half a second to a second to Gasly onto that VSC. And that was a short one. Just charge Piastri up. I don't really want to push him again. I'll just let him see if he can catch up over the next lap or two. What about Mick? Mick I might have to push. He hasn't really got much in the way of battery to push with, but we'll keep an eye on the timing. Doesn't look like he's closing. Alright, let's push him. Oscar. Not really making any progress. Maybe a little bit, maybe a tenth a lap or two. Tenth or two a lap. He's scheduled to pit on lap 37. Weather check, currently a thunderstorm outside your house at the moment. Have you got any mechanics out there, just holding out hands, any spotters, telling you which way it's moving?
No overtake.
Okay, we killed the battery, but we got back inside DRS range, which was important.
Charge on, charge on.
So now we can charge. I think we're just going to have to do that with Oscar as well. Just push him for a lap.
Mode push.
Copy.
Don't want to run the risk of Verstappen sneaking up onto the back of us and getting DRS. Plus I want to get after sights as quick as I can as well. Fuel is going to be the limiting factor for us in this race, I think. Nick is outside of range again already.
Motor race.
Yeah, okay.
DRS enabled. Charge on.
Copy.
Come on, Mick. New fastest lap for Oscar. Excellent stuff. And that's a full charge on his ERS. Back to neutral.
So overtake is available if you need it.
Copy.
Actually, can we get the move done here?
Charge off.
No.
Copy.
Alright, so we're going to try and get Gasly on the main straight. And then push hard to get onto the back of Sainz. Maybe the podium is on after all. I thought Sainz would pull away from us more than he has done. What tyres is he on? He's on hards. The AI must be going medium hard soft then.
Mode push.
Yep.
And we're going to really go for another fastest lap attempt now.
Come on, let's close the gap.
Copy.
We could be doing a one-stop. Yeah, well, given the two VSCs, it's possible, but I don't think they are.
Keep that up.
Alright, we've got Gasly. Can we stay ahead of him? He's going to come back at us with the DRS, but we've got good launch. As long as we cover the inside, we're okay. Yeah, we covered the inside. Right, now we can get after Sainz. We could be chasing our first podium here. I would like to try and drop Gasly over this lap if I can. Don't want to pull him into the fight as well.
Good job.
Oh, Mick just jumped Alonso. Nice. Let's get charging up a bit.
With an overtake there.
More charge.
Right, we've dropped Gasly. We've gone purple in the middle sector. This is going to be a new fastest lap. Ah, Schumacher's locked up. Oh, we've got another VSC.
Copy.
God damn it, I was right on the back. I was just about to set a new fastest lap and I was right on the back. I'm going to lose ground.
I think that was a crash. Let's
Sonoda's
take a
crashed as
closer
well.
look.
Don't tell me
Now
Sonoda
let's look
crashed
at
into
this.
us.
The focus on Sonoda. Oh, a nasty
Oh yeah, I can
crash
see why
there.
that's a VSC. It's just blocking the road. Okay, let's quickly pause. I want to check out Mick's car. He locked up. Did he do any damage to anything? It doesn't look like he did. No, he didn't. How about maybe switching him onto a new set of mediums now? No. We'll stick with what we got. We'll hold track position. I'm going to lose so much time to sides here. I'm going to be right. Gaz is going to be right on my gearbox by the time this is over. But it is giving me a chance to save that little bit of extra fuel that I was worried might be an issue. Yuki's still going. He's in the pits for a new front wing. Oh, that's disgusting. We've lost almost a second. We have lost a second to Sainz in the space of, what? A couple of corners? 4 or 5 corners, we've lost a second. We've lost more than that. Jesus, we've lost a second and a half. And it's still increasing. And now we're going to bring Verstappen back into this. Come on, I need this to end. You know, thinking about it, I could have just pitted Piastri onto a set of hards. Probably should have done that. But I still think I've got the pace for the podium, and I wouldn't necessarily have that with the hard tyres. God damn it, we're losing so much time. We lost 2.5 seconds over one lap under that virtual safety car. That's disgusting. All that hard work.
Mode push.
Hopefully we can drop Gasly here.
Switch out, John. Copy. Just push.
Copy.
Alright, so we're going to drop Gasly. Verstappen isn't close enough to get a toe off of Gasly with the DRS, so that's okay. We might possibly get DRS off. Is that a Williams in front of us? It is. Are we close enough to get DRS? we going to get on the next lap or on the next straight, or is he going to pull out the way right before it and really screw us over? He's going to pull over. We might still get it though. No, we didn't. Oh, of course, because it's disabled at the moment, because the regulations are wrong. Alright, we pulled the second back on sites in that one lap, but we've used a lot of battery to do it. It's the return of Crashgate. I'm really pushing as hard as I can. I want to get back onto sites ASAP. I'm going to have no battery and I'm slightly cooking the tyres, but needs must. Mick is still ahead of Alonso, but he's now 10 seconds behind Bottas. And his battery for Oscar is done. We're going to have to go neutral. Got another Williams in front. Will we get DRS off this one, or is this one going to pull out the way as well? I think he's going to pull out the way. Yeah. As long as he doesn't hold us up, I don't mind that. Although it does mean Gasly's going to get the DRS. Maybe. Actually, he might not, because that car's right behind us. He's going to... Is he going to try and re-overtake us, even though we can't? I think he might. We've got no battery, so we can't make an improvement. I'm going to have to try charging the battery.
Charge on.
It's going to cost us a little bit of time, but I can't push up to the back of science without the battery. This is that catch-22 you get stuck in sometimes when you're chasing down a faster car. You can catch it with the battery, but if you don't have the battery, you lose time charging the battery to gain the time to catch him. And you might lose more time than you gain. It's, yeah. How many laps till we stop? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 laps. If we get another VSC in 6 laps time, I'll be happy. Let's push away from Alonso. Stop bringing him with us. For those of you in the chat who are not sure what Matthew means by Crashgate, that is going back to, was it 2009? It was basically when Nelson Piquet Jr. Crashed deliberately at Singapore, bringing out a safety car and allowing Alonso to pit. And he went on to win the race. Alonso knew nothing about it. I think it was 2008. Alonso knew nothing about it, but the Renault bosses knew, obviously, because they're the ones that orchestrated it. Piquet got dropped by the team, and then a year after it happened, and then spilled the beans. And the bosses, Pat Simmons and Flavio Briatore, both got massive bans that were reduced under appeal, but... lost a second just getting some charge in the battery. And Gasly's getting close. Let's go neutral again.
Charge off.
Copy.
Alright, we've gained some ground and we pulled away from Alonso. Let's go back to neutral for him. So yeah, we didn't even get a full charge and we lost the second. But I will go full push once we start the next lap. Okay, full push.
Mode push.
Copy.
Come on, Oscar. Get that Ferrari. Windows coming up. We've got, what, 4 or 5 laps to go till our pit stop? I'd like to be on the back of the Ferrari by then. Before then, even, so I can start charging the battery back up again. Half a second gained. This is going to empty our battery. I'm going to go back into harvest just so we don't burn that last
Charge
little
on,
bit
please.
before we hit the end of the lap.
Mode push.
Copy.
Oh, that Ferrari's quick in a straight line. Quick acceleration. If we don't have the ERS to help us, it just boom, pulls out 2-3 tenths of a second on us. Mick, you are ready to start harvesting a little bit.
Charge on, charge on.
Okay. 8.5 seconds. Remind me of that figure, 8.5 seconds to Bottas. I want to see if that comes down once I turn the charge off again.
Charge on.
Copy.
I don't think I'm going to be able to catch the Ferrari before my pit window. Yeah, it's 3 laps. So I'm just going to charge the battery up. So I've got full battery to go for a real push on the softs and another fastest lap. The team has been better without Magnussen. I wonder why. Who knows? Magnussen could be doing quite well in this car now that it's improved. But I mean, I could have kept Magnussen and I could have replaced Schumacher with Piastri and had, you know, on paper a much better driver lineup. But it is the way it is. It's just after those first 3 races where he threw away guaranteed points every race, I lost my patience and that was it. Tyre wear is okay. We haven't actually lost that much time yet to Bottas. Just a couple of tenths. It's on the straights where we're going to notice it. Accelerating out of the straights or onto the straights, we're just not going to have that oomph of the ERS, which is going to that's where we're going to drop the time. The slow twiddly stuff, not really so much. But this straight in particular is one where we're going to lose time because we're not getting that ERS push to accelerate us up through the gears. Damn, the 4-second gap was already. Going to get caught by Gasly at this rate. Might not necessarily be a bad thing if he overtakes us and then we can keep charging without losing pace. Yeah, I'm just going to let him catch us and overtake us. Let's make it easier for him. I'm watching the gap to Alonso as well. I want him to get back on us. So Gasly's going to get us going into the next corner. Coming out the next corner then. Right, let's try and stay with him like this. Okay, Mick, it's time for you to start pushing a little bit again. Alonso's getting close.
Yeah, copy.
We're out of range already. Okay, that's not good.
If you've got some margin, try to increase the pace a little bit.
Copy.
Piastri needs to be aware of the fast AlphaTauri. No, it's just when this car is really helped by ERS usage, and when I'm charging, it takes a big chunk of time out of us. Plus, I think the AI is getting ready to make their pit stop as well. I'm going to be boxing on the next lap. I've lost more time than I would have liked. A lot more time. If I'd known I wasn't going to be able to keep pace with him, I wouldn't have let him through. I'd have just kept pushing to charge. We're almost there. Right, boxing for a set of softs.
Box, 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 box.
Copy, Bob.
That's close enough.
Charge off.
I don't want Verstappen to get into DRS range, so I'm pitting in. These tyres are again about done another lap and they're going to fall off the cliff. Mick is pulling away again. I've lost 2 seconds to Bottas while we were doing that. Okay, that's not too bad. Just hopefully we won't get held up badly by this Williams. It is, I think it's Albon. Yeah, it's Albon. See if he's a little bit further up the road. No, we caught him in the worst possible place. Verstappen's closing. He's not going to get DRS, I hope, but he's closing. These tyres are just gone. But we're going to be lightning fast on a set of softs.
Prix.
Okay, copy, mate. Okay, was it on?
Will we come out ahead or behind Mick? I think we'll come out ahead of Mick. We might even come out ahead of Bottas. That would be good if we can get out ahead of Bottas. Nope, we're behind Bottas. Okay. But not by much. Finish topping up the battery.
Charge on.
Copy.
Next lap we fly. Okay, we got through the Williams without losing ground to Alonso. That's good. Mick's just going to run at this pace for the rest of the race. I don't think he's going to be able to really play much more part in the race. He's looking at an 8th place finish. Unless something happens to someone up front.
Come on, mate.
Copy.
Okay, fastest lap coming up.
Mode push.
Copy.
Watch how quickly we catch Bottas here. Taking half a second out of him in just 2 corners. Okay, purple first sector. We caught him at probably the worst place on the track.
Charge on.
Copy.
I want to try and stay behind him now to the start-finish straight.
Mode push.
Copy.
Alright, we've got the DRS. Car's maxed out on revs. We'll definitely get him on here. Didn't get the fastest lap because we had to break off deployment, and look how quickly we just rocketed past him there.
Good job.
He's going to be a second behind before we even get to the castle. Before we can get out the sector.
Is that a new race position for HAAS?
There we go, that's the end of the sector, and we're already 1.2 seconds ahead of him. That is some pace. And we had DRS on this lap, which we didn't on the last one, so assuming we've got enough battery left, which I think we do, this is going to be the fastest lap. Purple in the first sector. Take it easy, Colin. Purple in the second sector. Oh, we lost the battery. Ping.
Charge on, please.
Copy.
Actually, let's just go neutral.
Charge off.
Copy.
So we are way ahead of Bottas already, 3 seconds ahead of him. We've got the tyres to go to the end. We've got the pace to catch up. I think you guys might be right. They might, yeah, they're one slopping. Okay, so we've got a bit of work to do here to catch back up to Verstappen. I don't think we're going to get back up to Gasly. So we had some bad luck. We lost what? There were 3 virtual safety cars. We lost at least 5 seconds across all 3 of them. I would say probably 6 or 7 seconds we lost. So we would be within striking distance of Verstappen already. Hell, you know, given the time that we lost, we'd actually be further up the road anyway because we'd have been riding the DRS of Sainz all the way through. So we would probably be about 10 seconds further up the road. At least 10 seconds further up the road. Which would put us just a few seconds behind Gasly at this point. Alright, so lap times. We are doing about a second a lap on Verstappen. We don't have enough laps at this pace. That's not good. Okay, but hey, 6th and 8th, that's still a good return of points. We're going to get the fastest lap because the AI is not going to beat it. Not on those tyres. So we couldn't quite make the strategy work for the really big points, but it's still going to be 13 points at the end of the race. Let's hope one of the Ferraris crash. I'd be quite happy for Leclerc to take out Perez and Sainz to come steaming through into the back of them. I tell you, if we get a safety car now, a proper safety car, we are on for the win. But we need a full safety car, and we need it right now, so we can get up there and get our tyres cooled down again, and then have a couple of laps of just on some pretty good soft tyres. Mick's just pootling along. He's lapping faster than Alonso but slower than Bottas. He's staying in 8th unless there's a retirement up front. Piastri is closing on Verstappen, but I don't think he's got enough pace to catch him. Verstappen did a 1:48.2. Let's see what we do. A 1:47.2. So again, we're a second a lap faster, but we're going to run out of laps before we actually catch him. We're 12 seconds behind with, well, we get to DRS. So we need 11 laps, and we've only got 9 left, including this one. Podium could be possible in a race or two, depending on upgrades. Yeah, I think so. And let's not forget, we've got a new chassis coming from Mick, which will improve his pace in the next race. So as long as we can consistently get points, you know, both cars finishing in the points, that's huge for us. Because the more points we earn, higher up the table we go. We need 6 in the constructors. That's our board objective. Tyres are too hot, which means they're going to wear faster than predicted. That's okay. We're going to keep pushing. At this point, we have to keep pushing on the off chance that something happens to one of the cars up front where they lock up or hit the barrier or something. We're still pulling away from Bottas on current pace. He will eventually start closing that back down again, but it'll be a big enough gap for us to not have to worry about that. We just got to keep pushing and pushing and hoping that someone has a wobble, goes wide, hits a barrier, and loses enough time for us to get into their DRS and pounce on them. And then we can sneak another place. make sure to spend some of the second half of the season developing and researching next season's car. Yeah, I've got big plans to do that. I've got a plan where I'm going to, from the next testing period onwards, I'm going to start allocating just small little research projects with one engineer at a time, and just start gaining some knowledge for next season, and still have at least one big part being developed for the car. We'll have less MAU hours, but we'll still, because we'll be doing some research, but we'll still have wind tunnel hours as well, I think. I don't think... Do the research projects use wind tunnel hours as well, or is it just MAU hours? Because I can't remember. I've dabbled with it on one of my other files, but not really paid that much attention to it. I mean, this is only race 8 of a 22 race season as well, so we've got plenty of time to think about upgrading the car the next season. Oh, you do use wind tunnel hours as well, okay. So, yeah, I mean, with my Williams file, I am up to, where have I just finished racing at? I've just finished Austria. I'm about to go to France. And from the next testing period on there, because I've only got 6 engineers at Williams, I'm going to allocate one engineer to a side project with an hour or two, and then maybe another engineer with a side project with an hour or two, and then use the other 4 engineers and the other hours to develop one part for the whole testing period. But my Williams is really good right now, so I don't really need to do too much more development this season on that car. And when I say really good, I mean really good. Like, at least on par with this HAAS. They might even have more points, although they have done more races. How is Mick getting on? He's still edging away from Alonso. We're running out of tyres. We're not really closing at the pace we need to be closing at. So I'm going to protect the car. I'm going to ease down on the engine wear. Mick, I'm going to ease him down to standard wear. I'm going to charge the battery as well, just because. So let's ignore Piastri now, unless something happens up front. He's not really going anywhere. I'm going to make sure he doesn't lose too much time to Bottas in the next few laps, but we'll keep an eye on Schumacher now. Make sure he doesn't lose to Alonso. His tyres are a bit crap. Ideally, I would like to maybe drop his tyres down a touch more. We've still got plenty of fuel, so we don't have to worry about that. I can still push when I need to with the battery. Just gotta hope Piastri doesn't do something stupid like put it in the barrier again, spin off again, like he did at Monaco. But 6th place and fastest lap, that's a damn good return. I should have gone for that as my sponsor objective. I should have said, yeah, I think I can get the fastest lap. I honestly was expecting the AI to 2-stop. I think if we hadn't had those 3 VSEs, they might possibly have done that. We are losing a little bit of time to Alonso at the moment. Lost about half a second on this new pace. Okay, let's just speed the end up a little bit. Bottas has pulled a second back on Oscar, but he's still way too far behind to really do anything. This is what we need to keep an eye on. Leclerc has dropped back from Perez as well. Are they in traffic? Oh, yes, they are. That's why the gap opened up. Okay. Just give him a little push. Okay, so we eked out a little bit more time on Alonso, got the gap back up to 2 seconds. We've got 2 laps after this one. We've just about got enough tyres left. The car is just lacking that little extra impetus at the moment. We need just that little bit more straight line speed, I think. We've got good cornering speeds. We need good straight line speed. We need to maybe reduce the drag a little bit, increase the top speed a little bit. Oh wait, I can't count. 2 laps to go after this lap. I was looking at the lap counter thinking, like I do in Formula 1 terms from the game, F1 games. See, it's based on where the race leader is on the track, and he's a fair way ahead of us. We are in danger here of giving Alonso DRS. Our tyres are almost gone. Alright, we just about stopped Alonso from getting DRS. But he will have it on the next lap. There's nothing I can do about that.
It's mainly the fronts that are going off now.
Copy.
Just got to hope we can get that back over a
So you can
second
push a bit more.
Copy.
and keep it over a second for the DRS line. Our traction out the corners is going to be a bit compromised. Oh, this is going to be close. If he gets it,
Starting final lap.
we might be vulnerable.
We have no DRS.
Copy.
I think we're okay. Yeah, we're okay. He didn't get it. Whew. I got a little bit nervy at the end there. But we held off Alonso, so that is 8th place for Mick, 6th place and fastest lap. Oh no, wait. Oh god, I've done it again. Damn it.
Charge on, charge on.
Copy.
save that last little bit of battery for the end. Oh dear, that was just stupid. I got so excited. All right, I've done it. I'm safe. I'm fine. Nope.
Perez has crossed the line first. Let's have a look. What a race. Sergio Perez gets the win.
You can't say they didn't earn it.
Comfortably
They
ahead
put
of the
in
Ferrari
an
as well.
amazing performance today.
Oh, I am not looking forward to this run down to the line.
Checkered flag.
Can we hold him off?
No overtake.
Copy.
Come on, hold him off. Hold him off. Yes. Woo. Okay, that was a bit closer than I would have liked, but we did it.
Line.
Well done, Mick.
Yeah, car was great. Thank you.
Very good job, Mick. Drive offline, save fuel.
And a great race for Oscar. P6, fastest lap. What a great signing he's turned out to be.
A brilliant performance from the HAAS driver.
That's one of the things that's been
HAAS
fixed in the
there
patch.
having a very successful
That little
day at the
graphical glitch
races.
there.
I couldn't agree more. It just shows what this team can do when all the pistons are firing.
The end this weekend in 5th place in the constructor standings.
For the next round in Formula One, the teams are travelling to the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve for the Canadian Grand Prix in Montreal.
I've got high hopes for Canada. High hopes for Canada. It's where I got my first points with Williams, and if I can get Williams, you know, into the points and a double points finish at that, then I should be able to get a good result with HAAS here. I should be able to make the one-stop work. Might need a little luck with a safety car, but because that's what I had to help me at Williams. But yeah, I'm feeling good for this one. So 9 points for Oscar, 4 points for Mick. Our drivers are now 8th and 11th in the championship. Oscar gains a place over Fernando Alonso. He's now just 1 point behind George Russell, who's not having a great season yet. Mercedes only get one single solitary point. Who got the point? Was it Russell? No, it was Hamilton got the one solo point. Russell didn't score at all. When did he finish? 13th, up 3 places. Oh, of course he started at the back, didn't he? In the constructors, we are still in 5th place. We pulled comfortably away from Alpine as a result of that. We are just 10 points behind Alfa Romeo now, knocking on their door to be best of the rest. Logan picks up a development point. Exceptional race performance for Mick Schumacher. Exceptional performance for Oscar Piastri. That's what we like to see. In terms of bonuses, both drivers hit their bonus thresholds, so they both get a payout. Sponsors, we hit all of our objectives. So, nice extra chunk of cash there, 3.7 mil, effectively. We've got a new suspension done. Team hub facility has been improved. Okay, so on a separate note, dirty air, low speed cornering of car 1 could be better compared to the grid. Still need to improve the smoothness of Oscar. I know that, that's nothing new. We are exceeding expectations brilliantly. Fantastic race. Confidence has grown quite a bit. Post-race overview. Everyone's talking about HAAS as they exceeded everyone's expectations. Currently placing P5 in the constructors with 49 points. There's our team hub upgrade. That's going to give us a boost of 20% to our experience gain for staff. Our morale will get a little boost. Our team attractiveness gets a boost of 10% as well. So that might make it a little bit easier to pinch Verstappen's race engineer. We're now up to full complement of suspension parts. Okay, let's go to car setup. Not suspension. I want to look at chassis. Am I manufacturing? Yes, I am. Good. Right, let's check our staff once we've done Logan's point. I'm going to put this on. I'm going to improve his smoothness as well. Right, let's check the staff. No points yet. However, let's look at where the stuff needs to go. We need to improve Jorn Becker's feedback rating so we can get feedback from Mick faster. So that's where his points are going to be going on until we replace him. Ed Regan, we're going to be replacing him pretty soon. His pit crew management skills aren't particularly great. His communications is good. His feedback level is not very good. Yeah, we're going to be replacing him as soon as we can. In terms of our pit crew, I have put tyre change training on because not only is it going to improve how fast we change the tyres, but it's also going to change how quickly we can make changes to the cars in practice sessions when we're making adjustments to various components. So that's why I'm focusing on that one there. If I wanted to focus purely on improving times, I would focus on the front and rear jacks because that's where I'm going to get the biggest individual gain in terms of pit stop time. But tyre changes is still pretty important, and it comes with the added bonus, as I say, of improving how fast we can turn a car around in practice when we're making those changes to setups. When does our scouting come through? We've got 4 days to go. Let me check the calendar. We are here. We get our race simulator tomorrow. New chassis there. When does the next chassis come? There's our scouting. Okay, I'm not seeing another chassis component. Oh, big thunder outside my house now. May have just picked it up on the microphone or not, I don't know. Okay, let's go back to cars. Current projects. I've done one. Next part in 2 days. Okay, so I'm going to need one more. Oh yeah, okay, so I rushed 2. with a view to maybe emergencying the fourth one. I remember now. Our new rear wing project is finished in 12 days. Then we can start manufacturing that. That won't go on for the next race for Canada, but it might well go on for the race after that, which I think is Silverstone. Yeah, Silverstone. And that's 2 weeks between those two races. So we'll have time to rush a rear wing in for at least Oscar's car. Hopefully both, but we'll see. Let's take a look at our facilities. So let's get the race simulator done. Okay, so staff facilities. The race simulator is now very high up, but it's also quite expensive to get it all the way up there, and it is going to push our expenditure for upkeep up a lot as well. I've deliberately invested a lot in the race simulator because I've got young talent that I really want to develop as quickly as I can. Same with the team hub. I want to get that team experience gain up as quickly as possible to boost how quickly my pit crew gets trained, boost how quickly I get development points for my race engineers and my senior staff as well. The next upgrade for that is only 3.5 mil. Might go for that. Let me check out the car development facilities. You see, I've still only got low on these, so I really need to develop these. Our FLO sensitivity. I was trying to work out what was missing on the second one. Yeah, we're going to improve our CFD simulator. It's been a long time coming on upgrading that. I still have 8 million. That's 7 mil. How much is the design centre to increase my engineers? That's 11.5 mil. That's too expensive. Nope. Another flash of lightning. Don't hear the thunder yet. Oh, there it is. Not very loud this time. That storm's a bit of a way off. That's going to improve how many parts we can manufacture at once, or how many different projects we can manufacture at once. We only really need the 2 at the moment, but it will speed up how quickly we could do that. But it's the design centre that gives us the extra engineers. This next upgrade will give us 3 projects instead of 2, and then the next upgrade after that I think will give us more engineers. That might be the next upgrade we go for, upgrading the design centre, just to be able to run that extra project. I don't know, it might be the wind tunnel. Okay. Important emails. Simulator is done. Yeah, that's important. That's definitely going to help train up Oscar and Logan nice and quickly, and it'll have some benefit for Mick. Still haven't decided whether or not I'm going to keep Mick at the end of his contract, which is the end of this season, whether I want to re-sign him or not. For now, I'm on the fence. We'll see how he goes over the next few races. I might offer him a 1-year contract. I don't think he'll take a 1-year contract. Or I might offer him a 2-year contract and then just train Logan for another year. Or I might just throw Logan straight in. We'll see how that goes. Let's advance on a bit more. Okay, new chassis is done. So now I can emergency manufacture one more. I want cars, don't I? Warehouse. Install on car 1. It will take 10 days to manufacture one. If we rush it 6 days, the Grand Prix in 2, so we're going to emergency it for an extra 300 grand. But we've now got a spare for both cars. Which, given how much Mick likes to rip them in half, is probably a good thing. I am also wary of the fact that I am going to need to start buying new components soon. We're okay on engines. ERSs are okay. Gearboxes are a bit more of a concern. We are going to hit a point in this season where we are going to have to take a penalty, I think. We'll cross that bridge as and when we come to it. Oh, rain just got really heavy. Grand Prix is in 2 days. And here we are on race day. Big flash of lightning. There's the thunder. Very close. So it's either 2 separate storms or this one's moving at a ridiculous speed. I think it's 2 separate storms. Right. That's it. That's the end of our run for tonight. We've had a very good result again. In terms of results now, that's what, 3 or 4 good points finishes on the bounce. We could have done better in a couple of them, but it's been an encouraging result. We are 5th. Let's just check in with the board before we head off. Board confidence is high, so hopefully when the next board review comes, we'll get a bigger bonus. They are delighted with the performance in Baku. We can't seem to get it right every race at the moment. So we're delighted, then satisfied, then delighted, then satisfied, and then delighted again. So that means we'll be okay at Silverstone going off that. But we are well on target at the moment for our season objective to finish in 6th place or above. We're in 5th and comfortably ahead of the next placed team. Long-term objective, we haven't got a podium yet, but it's only a matter of time surely before we get one. We may even get our first podium at Canada, because I think we can do a really strong one-stop strategy here at Canada if we can get the car dialed in. And that'll be our next race, and that will be tomorrow night. I will not be streaming on Tuesday night, potentially. Haven't quite decided yet. I might be board gaming over WhatsApp with a couple of friends. Might be playing some Fate of the Nostromo. But if I am going to live stream on Tuesday, I will let you know for tomorrow. But for now, assume that there will be no live stream on Tuesday. At some point in the next week or so, I will probably be starting a new series with Alpine alongside this one. So we'll probably alternate. We'll do a couple of days of HAAS, then maybe go to the Alpine team and see how we go from there. Those videos will probably be fast forwarded a fair bit more as well in the racing, just to keep them a little bit shorter. But yeah, that's it. That's the end of the stream. Thanks for watching. I am Jim Bob, and I'll be back with some more of our HAAS playthrough on F1 Manager 22 tomorrow.